Someone, guys. So one thing I am not, just to be very, very clear, I am not a political commentator at all. And I find at times I do make a bit of political like observations, because I don't want to say analyze as if I know anything about politics. I don't. I just talk from my own experiences and what I've seen and what I've heard, but not ukuthi manje Leonard. No. Not a political watwati. And I was asked by two people today, two different people, if I can make a video on Udada, what's the mayor's name? Dada Morero. Mayor of Joburg, Dada Morero. Dada Morero said Uguti, he will employ foreigners as police and as a metro, because he feels that they can then relate with foreigners who may get arrested. Something along those lines. Bayaz about that no. Uguti, Dada Morero. Dada Morero was saying something along that he'll hire foreigners, SAPS and Metro. So I watched a little bit on YouTube just around this Ntanga. First and foremost, you guys know how I feel about politics. This guy's like the 10th mayor of Joburg within like a day or something. Like, they don't last. We can see what they're going in for some whatever agenda they're trying to do. They push their little narrative and then they leave. So I'm guessing now Dada Morero, now he's coming in there with his narrative of wanting to hire foreigners within the SAPS and within the Metro Police. And then he's going to vie again, something along those lines. And before people have their panties in a twist, whatever the case is, it's not that I'm anti people who are not South African being hired. Of course, there's many people from Italy, people from Morocco, people from you name it, Zambia, who come to this country and they work and they're amazing people, and I know many of them. But the way that the mayor had said it, is almost like we've got so many jobs that we want to give to foreigners, so let's put them before South Africans. That's how he phrased it. And as a result, you had hundreds of residents, South African born residents, South Africans, passport, green ID, saying, okay, sharp, so you've got all these jobs you want to give to foreigners, why don't you give it to us? They went to his offices, like it down, saying, okay, no, sharp, before you give the job away to a guy from X, Y, or Z, how about you give it to us? In this country, we're sitting at a 32% unemployment rate. 32%. You want to give jobs to who? This is government. It's not private companies. Private companies can hire whoever they want to hire. This is government. So you want to hire who? Foreigners. Morero. Chief. Why when they're South Africans? Why? Oh, so because they can speak to foreigners in their language. You can't tell me that Konomuntu from out there that's going to come and do crime here, and then we must be accommodating in their language here. No. That's like the next door neighbor who is an Afrikaans boy comes over to my home and then is rude and breaks the rules of my home, and then I have to speak to him in no way. Come on, guys. Come on. Morero. And this is happening at the same time with all the illegal, undocumented foreigners who have been arrested in Durban. A point, those that know a point in Durban, it is a street very, very notorious for crime, very, very notorious for illegal foreigners. The buildings there have been kidnapped by a lot of illegal foreigners in this country. So there's been this huge raid that's been happening over the past couple of days. I think they're sitting at something like 120 or more. I was actually listening to the police boss, speaking around the arrest that they've done. Also the police minister, and they were chatting about these things. And I'm like, you guys are making us clowns. All this time, babenzani. And those guys, what they're good for is to check my license desk ethu. Basimise emgaqweni basicheck my license desk, basinika ama-fine, mese basithukane nabafana yenzoka. But you know full well what's happening at point. There's drugs being found there, there's illegal guns being found there, but they've known this. Guys, from when I was a child, we were always told that if you're in Durban, because again, there's a lot of illegal activities. We've always I've known this. Now they're like, yeah, come on. And then this whole thing about there was thousands of USDs that were thrown down out of a window, and they counted it, and it became 4 million rand worth of dollars that were found. They're not too sure if it's counterfeit dollars or if it's real American dollars, but they know that it's the value of 4 million rand. I don't know how they counted the dollars. Do they count it by hands? Don't those machines, as they count, also tell if it's counterfeit? How did you get to a round number for it to make sense that it's 4 million? Hey, guys, we live in a banana republic, man. Absolute banana republic. And I'm listening to the spokesperson, Robert. How do you say his name? Robert. Nechudwa. Nechwanda. Robert Nechwanda. Robert Nechwanda. He was telling us about lamagama la anokuchidima lamagama, man. Lamagama anokuchidima, man. I'm sorry, man, because maybe your surname is Morero, or maybe your surname is Nechwanda, but konokuchidima here, man. As ngempela, as guys, as izophuma iqiniso one day. Uthi khona ukuchidima la. Lana khona ubani uchidima adithina. Khona home affairs la kulamagama lapha. O dada. Igama lithi Dada Morero. Alina home affairs, alina uchidima. Le gama lithi Robert Nechwanda. Alina bazothi no, we were Venda or Tsonga, because you know Venda and Tsonga people have those exotic surnames, you know. Okay. Bazovel. And then when they're so tied with the one saying that he wants to employ more foreigners to work in the police and to work in Metro, and then the one who magically is the spokesperson for all of the ones foreigners that are undocumented, they were found in. Guys, I'm not a political analyst. I'm just a person who's just watching like this and going, what can we do? You guys are running out there to vote ANC or running out there to vote DA. You watching? Oh no, the DA would sort this. Go to Cape Town and see. Go to Cape Town and see if you won't find Morero. Go and see. Guys, I'm not talking, and I want to be very clear what I'm saying. I'm not talking about documented, legal foreigners that are in this country. People who are actually paying their taxes, people who are actually planting into this economy, people who are working as dentists, people who are working as lawyers, people who are actually helping this country go forward. I'm Kulum Ngalaba that were throwing USDs out of the buildings. The people that are hijacking buildings, that the buildings are dilapidated, they're going to our moms, our aunts from the homelands, and they're forcing them to pay rent. And I'm talking about those people. Some of the people that are watching this video are dating those people. Okay. 32% unemployment. Actually, the unemployment, if you actually look at discouraged workers, because again, for those that don't know, I'm just going to go a little bit on a bender. You've got unemployment. Unemployment speaks to a labor force, which is labor force is 16 and above, of people who are willing and able to work, right? That's your labor force. Now take out full-time students as an example. So if you are 16 and above, you're in high school, so you take those person out. If you are a student at Tamerlane or Boston or at a Rhodes University, you also are out of that pool. excuse me, here's the kicker. If you're a discouraged employee, that means you've been looking for a job for the past 4 months, 5 months, whatever the case may be. And now you're like, you know what? I'm broken. I've tried and I've failed time and time again. Actually, let me just go. They also take you out of the number. So when they're looking at this 32%, they're talking about 32% of people, yeah, who are not full-time students, who are people who have looked for a job like in the past couple of months. There's so many discouraged people. Guys, people, South Africans are lazy. Bullshit. South Africans, bafunde. I wonder if there's a country that wants to have, yeah, I know about by no NQR, no N level 4 day. I'm South Africans, bayahamba bayostudisha eBoston, umuntu ethole typewriting course, ehlanganisa nokuboiler maker. Yeah, ama South Africans azofunda umuntu wayenza traffic cop ngapha uyapenda. They're doing whatever it takes. The problem is that there's a barrier to entry. It is so hard to get in. Ask me. It is hard to get in, guys. There's a little gap, and the people that can get in just to work at KFC, you have to have a master's in fucking engineering. Like, it's like they deliberately are doing this to make it so, and then they go, yeah, no, I'd rather employ Morero here, and he doesn't complain. Yeah, no, he's good. You want to take undocumented foreigners just to exploit them? You're literally opening companies just to exploit undocumented foreigners, because the ones that you can exploit are the ones that had to fight to get into this country, who are actually like freaking amazing where they're from. But again, their government is also fucking them, like how we're getting messed up. And then you want to exploit them and you want to compare them because you don't want to pay a young South African graduate exactly what he's worth. That's why in this country, in many other spaces where they say you're not allowed to talk about your salaries are secret. Why the fuck not? Why can't I talk about my salary? Why can't it be open knowledge how much people get paid? Why? What are you trying to protect? You know, are you trying to protect the fact that I might ask questions, Guti, why does Jonathan earn that amount of money? Why does Peter earn that? We're on the same level. Our roles and responsibilities are exactly the same. Can you justify why they earn that amount of money and I earn significantly less? Can you justify the fact that Mary, who doesn't do shit, earns that amount? Can you justify why you've given me this title as a senior, meanwhile I'm earning the same as Wendy, who's a junior? Oh no, you want to keep it a secret so you can exploit. This country is just full of bullshit. It's rotten from the top all the way down. You've got presidents who have millions of US fucking dollars found in their couch. To this day, it's here. If it was Zuma, you'd have certain political parties kicking and dancing every day. Zuma must go. All the fucking time. He ate so much money. He's so corrupt. But because it's Ramaphosa and he works within whatever narrative, that's perfect. That's fine. No one must speak about that. This country is corrupt to the absolute core. Our mayor would rather give jobs to foreigners versus giving jobs to South Africans who are desperate. Jobs to South Africans who are unemployed, who have studied. They've gone through your school system. You want them to finish what they finished it. You want them to go to Amatek. You want them to go to universities. They finished it. There's doctors that are sitting at home with no jobs. There's teachers sitting at home with no jobs. And then you want to tell me what you want to give jobs to these people? They've got their own country. They really do. You know, I've got kids. If my kids are that starving, I don't want my kids eating my next door neighbor's last slice of bread. I'm their father. I'm going to figure it out here. I don't want my kids depriving my next door neighbor's child in their home. I wouldn't want that. I don't want South Africans leaving South Africa to get jobs in Kenya at the expense of Kenyan people. I don't want that. I don't want South Africans going to Zimbabwe, getting jobs when there are as good enough Zimbabweans who stay unemployed. If there's a foreigner that comes into this country, from whichever country, you name it, and is here to fill a role of where the South Africans, we are very thin in that space, sure. You coming in with expertise that we don't really have, that are rare, sure, sharp. We love that. In fact, come through. You can't come here and be JMPT. There's so many people that are ready for that job. You can't. You can't tell me that. You really can't. You know, you can't come through and want to become a teacher of grade what. No, baningo teacher that are ready. They're ready. You can't do that, guys. And again, Tanda, but come on, think about that. I don't think it's fair if South Africans go out there. Even our mothers and our aunts that went to become nurses in London. We love you, mama, but you can't go there to London and steal the jobs of people who are born. Now they're sitting at home unemployed. No, come on, that's wrong. Anyway, I don't want to speak too much around this. I'm just, again, wanting to touch about Dada Morero. Doesn't make sense to me why you wanted to give jobs. Again, police minister Senzo Mchunu and police boss Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, you guys are giving yourself fake pats on the back as if you didn't know what was happening in Epointi and Mlazi and all these other places. Crimea River. What were you doing? Really? Come on. Just one thing that police are good in this country is to create a roadblock and then to stop us. They know exactly where the criminals are. They know exactly where the criminals are. But when dare you not have a triangle in your car? When dare you not have a spare wheel in your car? Or at least it must be flat. Where? It's over. It's over. They'll get police spokesman Robert Nechuwanda. I like South Africa's billing movie, guys. But anyway, that's just my little 2 cents. Please do your own research. Watch these YouTube things. I'm watching them and I'm like, maybe I haven't been watching enough news. Maybe I actually need to become this political guy. I mean, go time was analyzer using statistics, instead of just being this talala I am. But ngempela nje khona into engenzi sense. Khona into nje snacks, But anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what's happening in your views with the Joburg mayor, in your views what's happening with the police boss and the minister of police, the spokesperson. Let me know what your thoughts are on illegal, undocumented foreigners. Illegal, undocumented foreigners, not our brothers and sisters that have come here to help and grow this country, and they're taxpayers and they are law-abiding citizens. That is not the brothers that we're talking to. We are just talking here in case of, just in case abantu bazokhuluma ngozina what. No. That are breaking the law illegally here. That's who we're talking about. Or maybe you want to touch on the ones that are here legally, but maybe are taking the jobs of ones that South Africans that are qualified. If you want to talk about that. But let's again try to be as respectful as we can in the comments. Don't say anything that might get you into trouble, because I know sometimes people get heated and use the wrong words. If your words that you are using are illegal words, I'll let you know for free. I will delete your comment. So please try as best as you can to be respectful. And everything that we are trying to say is in the spirit of growing and learning and developing. If you disagree with me, let's disagree and that's fine. Let's have that dialogue. But anyway, guys, share this video far and wide. Hit that subscription and notification bell. Have yourselves a fantastic day. And Tanda.